Hey, welcome back. It's been 2 weeks, and we have to start with a big question. Does the weather suck just because the SMGL is playing, or is it predestined that the SMGL only plays in bad weather? I mean, that's the real question. Is it causation or correlation? That is the quandary we have, and I think we need a real answer. I think somebody needs to find out what has happened to our league where we are stuck with this kind of causation correlation thing. But hey, but the story is not that the weather was poor, and the men of the SMGL persevered. It's the sugar princesses that thought they might melt out there in a little bit of water. Hey, but before I completely piss off all the other half of the league and 90% of our viewership, let's meet the players. We got Joe, the professor.
Hey, everyone.
We got the senator.
Good evening.
And we got the doc, Lonnie, on the line.
Hello, all.
Coming in hot. So exciting week. We played out at Bailey Ranch, but before we get there, let's talk about the wider world of golf. A couple of things came up from the PGA. First off, we had in the last 2 weeks, we had the RBC out at Hilton Head, and that was a Spieth win. Everybody excited about the Spieth win, or do you care?
I was excited about it. I mean, I'm glad to see him win. I think he brings some excitement to golf.
I kind of feel like he's one of those guys that everybody was really excited he was going to be kind of the next Tiger.
Yeah.
And he kind of went flat.
Well, after he won, what, 3 or 4 majors?
3, but, you know.
Kind of went flat after he won 3 majors.
There's been one every couple of years since Tiger, though, right? It was Morikawa for a little while.
Yeah. Brooks.
Justin Thomas, Brooks, DJ.
Yeah.
Now you have Scotty. He's the new Tiger.
Oh.
I think these guys just have a lot more competition than Tiger did due to Tiger.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I think that's one of the things is that they seem to have this, like, they'll get hot. They kind of have all the confidence in the world. And then it's like they wake up and figure out, oh, crap, this game is actually hard.
What are you talking about? It ain't that hard.
That or they actually get married.
Yeah. That's perspective. They get perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got that's where his downfall started. Ask Ricky. And then asterisk, DJ just got married.
Uh-oh.
I thought he was married.
No, he's been engaged for 9 years.
Wayne Gretzky's daughter?
Yeah.
Yep. Alina.
Yeah.
They've got like an 18-year-old kid. They promised him they'd get married before his high school graduation, I guess.
Old fashioned but there.
We'll get married before you do, son or daughter. Oh, but hey, the one thing about the RBC that I like is it's at Hilton Head. Who all here's been to Hilton Head?
I have been to Hilton Head. Was there about a month ago.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And we had the senator raise his hand for all those visually impaired listeners.
Oh, I've been there.
Joe, have you made it over to Hilton Head?
I have not played any golf east of the Mississippi, I don't guess.
Oh,
well,
a whole
Florida,
half the country.
Yeah.
We got to change that.
Yeah. So that got me thinking about because the Hilton Head is a great. I went out there last summer, played a little golf. Didn't get to play the Harbor Town, but I did walk around it a little bit. But it is great golf venue. I mean, there are so many golf courses in that area that are just great golf courses. It got me thinking of what is your bucket list golf trip? So, because I think we go and we have our end of the year thing, and we have every once in a while there's some ancillary stuff that goes on, but we don't do a whole bunch of like really big golf trips. I'd kind of like to change that. I would be in for another golf trip, maybe the start of the season one or something to that effect, maybe a fall one. But I mean, what do you guys have on your kind of bucket list that you'd like to do if you really went out and did like a full golf trip?
I'd probably have to, even though I really don't want to go to California, I'd probably have to go to California. You know what I'm saying? And play
Pebble.
Pebble and Spyglass. And I mean,
Did you say Spider Pass?
yeah, Spider Pass, no Spyglass.
That would be on my list. And
Yep.
one of these days I've got to get to Scotland.
Yeah, and that's the other one. But the thing, I didn't realize this, but to play over there, I mean, you gotta make sure you gotta show up with a legit handicap.
Yes,
We
but
all
you have
a
one.
legit handicap.
I think you gotta have greater than or you have to have less than a 15.
Okay, so I'm going to dispel the myth because I have played at the old course,
Yeah.
and it works just like every other place. If you have enough money.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No, the key with the old course, and John, your profile pic has you on the course. You got to make your tee time, way in advance. Like it opens up for the year, I think March or April for the entire year. So we went through a travel company that had purchased a bunch of times throughout the year, and we used them kind of like a travel agent, and picked the week we were going, and they built the trip around the tee times they'd already secured.
Yeah, and amazing other thing is that you do have to have legit if you walk up and you get in the lottery. That is the one thing. If you're going to walk up and get in the daily lottery, or they have a lottery for tee times, like a full foursome, and then you can go as an single to fill in. And you do have to have a handicap to be able to sign up for that. When I went, we went with a group like that, a travel agency, and then they also put us in for the lottery, and we got to play the lottery, so we got to play it twice.
Oh wow!
But what I will say there is what people don't understand is, the old course is just one of the courses on the property. We played the Jubilee as well, which is a great course. There's the new course, which is still 150 years old.
I was gonna say it's still really old.
Yeah.
And then you have King's Barnes, that's not 20 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
And we played that one twice because we enjoyed it so much. It's kind of the modern day links course on the coast.
Yeah, very American. Felt very American to me.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking about, like places I want to go to that I don't even think are really great or really super extravagant, hard to get to, is I would love to go out to Pinehurst.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a great golf trip because there's, I think, 9 golf courses.
Yeah, 9 on property. You've got
Property,
you
right.
got Pinehurst. You've got. I'd love to take a guy's trip out to Hilton Head. I think that's an easy flight. It's not really that hard to get out there. One connection into Hilton Head, and ton of golf right there.
And it's a great city.
Yeah. Another great guy trip. My 40th, we went to Kiowa, and they have 5 golf courses on property.
Yeah.
And that was tremendous. I'd like to do Bandon Dunes.
Oh.
And that's 5 courses on property out in the middle of nowhere. You stay above the pro shop with the barn restaurant right there.
And that's it. Bandon Dunes is that is one where it is a day travel to get there.
Yep.
That's the bad thing about that I've always heard. It is worth the trip. It's one of those bucket lists you want to go to, but it is a 2 to 3 connection flight plus about a 2-3 hour drive. So another place I would love to. There's a lot of places up like in Michigan.
Yeah.
Whistling Straits.
Yeah. That is one I kind of wanted to see, is like you guys without there. What do you guys kind of want to go? And that's, because I just like us to be able to do more of those kind of structured golf trips. I think we could fit one in a little bit bigger. And then the real question is our championships weekend. Would we want it to get bigger, or we like to keep it small and contained?
Ooh.
I think with 20 people, you're going to have a hard time getting a majority of people to open up the bank account for a big trip.
Yeah,
that's true. We got some people with some tight pockets.
I don't know why you get to pick this out, Sean. We don't get a say in this.
So that is one. I think I'd like to keep that up there. We'll keep going on that and try to find that. The other event that happened was the Zurich out in Louisiana. That is a team event, the only team event they have on the PGA Tour. Do you guys like watching that?
Did they already have it?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, apparently I don't
Clearly-
like it.
Clearly, you don't like to watch it.
Didn't even know it was occurring.
I wish they'd have more of these events. I enjoy the alternate shot best ball format.
Yeah. I think the alternate shot's more interesting to watch because it's a lot tougher. It's kind of like playing it. You know, best ball,
Yeah.
you kind of, you know, as Joe likes to say, you spray and pray.
Yep.
But when it's alternate shot, it's like, oh crap, sorry, bud.
Alternate shot is basically what our games are, except for Joe. Not sure where the first one's going to go. Not sure where the second one's going to go. But I have to hit every single one of them. So I love that.
Yeah.
Guys are comfortable having to hit shots they don't normally, you know, because they hit their ball within 5 feet of where they're aiming most of the time.
Yeah. Well, an alternate shot is the one format that, you know, has been spoken about that people don't like about our Champions Weekend as much. And I like that. I like kind of the, you know, having to deal with that kind of pressure to be responsible to somebody else.
But you're right. There are a lot of people that don't like that because they say you can't get into your rhythm.
Oh, maybe we should do double alternate shot. So you play 2 balls and switch back and forth the whole time.
My only problem with it on a golf trip is you travel all that way and you've only got so much time to play the course. And if we're going to do it, you know, we might as well do a whole tournament during the season or something, but do it locally, I think.
That may be a suggestion to put a couple of those in place. I mean, we play enough tournaments, so we could clearly carve 1 or 2 out and make it, you know, special events.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we could do a Ryder Cup one week and an alternate shot another week, and
We did that last fall or 2 falls ago. I can't remember when. It's been so long now.
yeah, Go Hill.
Yeah, that was a great
No,
time. That was a
in
great
the
day.
fall league.
Yeah.
Yeah, fall.
And maybe that's what we need to do is have team fall. Like we'll have 1 or 2
yeah.
events, 1 or 2 events a month that you have to kind of get points from your team,
That's not a bad idea.
you know,
Yeah.
have a draft, have 2 teams that go for that whole period. And you kind of, you know, if you can get 4 players and, you know, 3 of your best 4 scores, kind of like college, and have some other kind of events.
It's a pretty good idea for a fall league, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Having enough so that you could get enough players to fill out, you know, 8 guys.
Mhm.
But if
Well,
you want to play, you can go do it.
With Snowflake League, we'll have to make sure the weather's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the sugar princesses.
Oh, no. Rain chances.
I mean, I like the guys calling the rain chance on Thursday.
Uh-huh. Listen, I've lived in Oklahoma my whole life. Most of you guys have too. The meteorologists are wrong a lot. The bigger and louder the tornado warning 5 days out is, the less chance it's going to happen.
Oh yeah. So, but that weather did come in. It closed down the range, and that got me thinking about what's your warm up routine? What do you guys do for a warm up routine whenever you go out to the normal range and like that when you have an abbreviated? What do you do to try to get yourself in shape?
Well, it's usually more than I ever get to do at that dumbass Bailey Ranch. I mean, $50 and the range is closed is bullshit. They have mats.
Exactly. I was told by an inside source it's because they have poor drainage on the range that they can't retrieve the balls. Which
Well,
in the winter, put in a bunch of damn French drains.
Yeah.
Here.
do something.
Or build you one of those big PVC pipe rakes and walk out there and rake it and
Put a giant freaking net up with 5 mats in front of it where you could at least hit a few balls.
It's the Satan's Corner model.
Yeah. It expanded to like 5 bays.
Having big
And
sign, no
maybe-
pitching wedge. Just
Maybe taller than 6 feet. Just throwing that out there.
I don't know. Chuck's pregame routine was pretty good. Just have old Barb drop him off. Oh, he looked like death warmed over this week.
I think there's a reason why he didn't want to come on the pod tonight. He did not have a whole lot he wanted to talk about, and probably didn't have a lot of encouraging things to say. But no, because that's it. I didn't really swing any clubs. I went over to the first tee and teed up a ball, and the first thing I did was hit it straight into the woods. Just how you want to start your round.
Smart.
Yeah.
Well, at our age, most of us should stretch a little before we started going out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't hit balls, I know to aim way right because I'm coming right over the top and just snap pushing it straight left.
Yeah.
Which I did Sunday.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I would say nobody stretches enough. I don't see anybody reach over and touch their toes unless they drop their beer can or something along those lines.
Mikey.
How many people in the league do you think can touch their toes?
How many guys in the league can see their toes?
My knees are about a 45-degree angle if I'm touching my toes.
I'm sitting down putting my shoes on if I'm touching my toes. So
Well, there you go. Joe, a little homework for us. I think you need to come up with a 5-minute pre-game routine for us for next time.
Okay.
and
And
then I'll
kind of a 15-minute one.
and then
Two
I'll yell fall in, and everybody has to fall in, and then we'll do a formation.
I can
Love
give
it.
it to you right now. You guys get a large bucket of balls and hit drivers as hard as you can for the entire bucket.
The Bryson DeChambeau warm up.
Yeah.
It.
Okay. Do you guys ever watch the Barstool Sports stuff? I mean, it's the biggest content creator out there on YouTube and everything else, as far as they've got him at the university level and everything. I was looking at their thing, and they've got like 50 people on staff, like bloggers and stuff they talk about, and all the videographers and everything that go on their stuff. It is amazing how big that is. But just watch the 4-man versus Bob Does Sports. Did you guys catch that one?
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Joe's got a new hero, personal hero.
Fat Perez.
I love Pat Perez. MG Resort, baby.
But I was sitting there watching it, and I'm sitting there going, you know what? I think we could put together a 4-man team that could kick their ass out of our league. So that's my challenge here is we're going to go around. There's 4 of us. We got 4 spots that we're going to pick for who we think we want to put in each one of those spots. Okay. So we got who do we want in our driver spot? Who's our 4-man team? Okay. Drivers, iron, short game, and putter. Those are the 4 skills you need. And who from our league would we put into those spots? All right. We'll kind of talk about that and debate it. And then we're going to have a flip side of that. We're going to have who would we put if we wanted to make the most entertaining television product we ever could. Who are the 4 guys from our league? So we'll start with the real one. Who are we going to pick? So we need some people that can get the ball in the.
We got to get somebody to cover up each one of their players. So let's start with Lurch.
Okay.
Maybe Hoffman.
Hoffman's my choice.
Hoffman. Okay. All right. Who's next?
We could pick about anybody to cover up Frankie and what the hell's his name?
Briggs.
No, the other one.
Well, this last time they had Hannah there.
Yeah. She was just a distraction.
Yeah.
Man, I'm losing my mind.
I know.
Um,
Watch, you know.
I don't even know who you guys are talking about. So
Oh,
I don't know
so-
what you guys do during
Yeah.
work.
well, I work on teeth, so I don't do.
we stay informed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about
Trent.
understanding what the competition's doing so we know what we need to produce to make better content.
Frankie and Trent.
Yeah, Trent. Frankie's the lefty.
Yep.
He's probably their best stick. Best iron
Above-
player for sure. But he can't chip worth a poo.
Mhm.
Yeah, Riggs is best chipping they have.
You know who's been striping the irons is actually Mike Warren.
Ooh.
I don't know if I would go there, but
The irons aren't your problem.
it's the wedges are my problem.
Yeah.
Putter could be a problem too.
I had 33 putts.
That's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
33 putts yesterday.
All right. So who if we put the center in for his iron play, who are we putting in for their short game?
You guys actually want to win this thing? You put me in for the iron? What about Kerry Odd or Chuck Gibson or you?
I'm putting
Sean?
Odd in for his short
Or-
game. I think Odd's got the best short game in the league.
Or I'd put Joe for the short game.
I would do Joe over on.
Sean has been striping irons too.
Yeah.
That's I haven't seen.
Let's see who else. For putting, I have to talk about Phillips.
Well, like I was thinking Robert is a really good field putter, but the problem is if you look at his Grant numbers, he has like 50 putts per round. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Potts is a pretty good putter too, and Phillips are good putters.
Let's see. I can tell you guys. Hoffman is the best putter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hoffman's a solid on the league, on the game.
Milburn's second, but we're not quite sure how many gimmies are in there.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
And then Carey, let's see.
See, Schultz,
Schultz is, yeah, Schultz, Carey, they're all in there. So if we use Hoffman for the putter, who else we got?
If Schultz would just not slice every once in a while, I'd use his stick off for a drive.
He hits the ball a long ways, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he's gotten inconsistent. I mean, I would say that you'd have to look at Chuck Gibson, quite honestly, because Chuck, when he's consistent down the middle, and he can be long too.
I would say the fairways hit is probably the least kept stat in the Grant, unfortunately,
yeah.
because I can tell you that Mike Warren does not hit 100% of his fairways.
I don't ever report that I hit 100% of my fairways.
If you don't report that you didn't hit it, they assume you did.
No, it says, do you want to keep the fairway accuracy? And I say no.
So it defaults to 100.
Yeah.
So the next one ought to be, okay, I got the perfect foursome for the one that would be YouTube worthy, I think.
The most entertaining.
You got to lead off with C-Cat.
Oh, it's clearly the cat.
Then I'm going to go Schultz, Guy McCune, Conley Phipps.
Yeah, it's a good foursome right there.
That is it. They're not winning a hole, but they're going to have more fun than anybody else.
Yeah.
They're going to be like Pat Perez laying down on the third hole, trying to get his equilibrium back.
Drinking Pedialyte and Tito's.
They went and they went to some Quail Hollow that's up there by Bandon. Or no, it was by Monterey. It was by Pebble. is where they're playing, and they had this spread dinner that was like a 3 different kinds of, steak and all this stuff. And Fat Perez only drank 15 beers. That's all he did. He abstained from that, and it just took him out.
Have you guys ever seen this guy, Fat Perez? He really looks like Pat Perez, but he weighs about 320 with a giant belly.
Oh yeah.
But he is good.
Yeah, he's like you'll have to check him out. He works for Bob Does Sports. He's their ace. All right. So we talked about a little bit. Hannah, the weather girl, found out she's the weather girl. That's why she's on there. She does their meteorology at Barstool. She has the mouth of a sailor, but and it was just obvious because everybody else is pretty quiet, and she's just dropping bombs left and right through the whole thing. But what I also noticed about her, she has horrible self-talk. Like after every shot, she's like, "That was fucking horrible. That was the worst fucking shot ever." And she's playing from the tips with the guys. So, I mean, and they used her drive several times.
Oh God.
Yeah. And she's not like some big girl. She's a cute little girl. But she has this horrible self-talk about everything she did. And so I have a question. Whenever you play, how do you talk about yourself in your game?
Lonnie and I had this conversation yesterday. Inconsistent. We have 3 blow-up holes, and yesterday we didn't. We both had just 1 each, but we have 3 blow-up holes, and the other 15 holes we can play with just about anybody out there.
So I will tell you, my self-talk is a little dangerous, and I don't know where it comes from. Just confidence in myself or my overconfidence in my ability. But I don't step up to a shot that I don't think I can hit ever. And it's very dangerous. 50% of the time, it does not go as planned. But every time I step up to the next one, I feel like I can hit that shot. So it's the opposite of the egg. I feel like I'm unbreakable.
Yeah. And I think that's it. That's the way I need to be. And I am not there. How about you, Joe? How do you talk about yourself to yourself? Maybe you say it out loud, maybe you don't.
I think I'm immediately disgusted with 90% of my shots. But self-talk overall, I mean, as soon as I hit the shot, I'm over it. It doesn't continue to make me mad. And I start thinking about what you need to do with the next shot. And, can you get a par from here? Is a 5 going to be okay?
Okay. No, I like it.
Joe screams so many times, and it's middle of the or on the right side of the green. And we're like
3 feet off the green, and he's
like shit. He flushed another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, like I think I've talked about it, been very open about the fact that I call myself a horrible putter. I think I'm a horrible putter, but I mean, I have about 36 putts around. I just don't hit 36 greens.
Yeah.
So I'm really not that much worse a putter than most of the people in the league. But in my mind, I am a horrible putter. And even yesterday, as we were playing, I started out and I was in my head, I'm the worst. I can't putt this. I can't do it. And finally, like the second half, I kind of calmed myself down and, started taking it serious. And my putting, I think, got better. Maybe it didn't.
I'm going to call BS on the new Frankenstein greens that you're going to talk about here in a bit, because they were slow.
Yes.
I think they hadn't mowed them, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Because of the rain Saturday.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it was like putting on shag carpet.
all right.
Man, they were grown in nice.
Yeah.
They're
No,
going to be
were
nice
no-
in summer.
I tried to fix one divot that wasn't mine because obviously somebody hit a green, and it was like leather. I mean,
Yeah.
So I get why they're going to do it. They're going to be a lot less maintenance for the Oklahoma weather, but boy, it's going to take a little bit to get used to that.
Yeah. And that's what I did not realize that, because I looked it up. They actually put in the ultra dwarf Bermuda greens They're the same greens that have been put in at Heritage Hills, at Goat Hill, and the par 3. But I would say that I don't think any 3 of those greens feel, or 4 of them now, feel anywhere the same.
No, I agree.
Because looking at those yesterday, I mean, they were slow, they were shaggy, there's no doubt about it, but they weren't inconsistently shaggy. They were just not as cut, but I didn't look at those and feel like, oh, these are Bermuda greens like I did at Heritage Hills that really looked and felt like Bermuda greens.
Yep. What do we normally play on, bent grass?
Yeah, we usually play on a bent grass here in Oklahoma. I mean, that's what historically been most of the greens. That's what's at Forest Ridge. That's, I believe, on the Champions Course at La Fortune. That's what at South Lake still. It's very good in the winter, not very good. It's the one that burns up in the summer.
Yeah, you got to keep airflow on them or they burn.
Yeah.
So that's the reasoning behind it. Okay.
So these are supposed to thrive in the winter. And I think if, like, the big thing it said here is that you do have to take, and it's all about maintenance on these. If they keep up, they top dress them and everything like this, they can be really good, solid greens that are championship level. The problem is the courses they put them on, you know, the par 3, I mean, that feels like you're putting on artificial carpet.
Yep.
Well, they should have plenty of extra money to maintain them with their new green fees.
Oh, at Bailey Ranch? I know.
Yeah. I paid more to play there than I did at the Hard Rock.
I thought it was a mistake.
Yeah, he had a straight face when he told me $50, and I'm like, what? I said, well, what's the walking rate? I'm not going to say that. I mean, I was on the fence anyway, and then when he told me $50, I'm like, I'm not sure I can stomach paying $50. I probably should have drove. So, all right, real quick, let's take a quick break. We are going to do we're switching up here. We're going to our unsanctioned ad of the week. All right. So the unsanctioned ad of the week, we'll do a little ad read, is for Michelob Ultra, the beer that was made for ladies but loved by the men. It's time for men not to just buy 2 ultras at the bar and give a shrug to the biker gang on the bar stools and say, hey, it's for my wife, you know, and it's just easier if I've got 2 beers instead of, you know, a manly beer. Or even more famous, I don't like it, but it's all they had. Look, it's never all they have. You just like it. It's your favorite. It makes you feel special to drink a beer that doesn't fill you up or taste like you have to chew your beer on the way down. Just have a Michelob and get in touch with your softer side. And remember, drink responsibly. All right. So, all right, we're back. We can take a little break here if you need. You guys go puddle or anything like that. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going. Getting this thing down to where I just don't have to edit quite as much, because that's the easier way to do it. Get it out quicker. But no, Bailey Ranch, it is a Bland Pittman. And what I did hear here, he was the architect on there. I found a quote from Oral Roberts University's men's basketball coach, Scotty Sutton. He had this to say about Bailey Ranch. I always look forward to playing golf at Bailey Ranch. It's a challenging layout that rewards good shots. No 2 holes are the same. I play golf with players of all skill levels, and Bailey Ranch is a great test for all of us. Best of it all, it's fun. It's a fun course to play. End quotes. All right. Let's put some qualifications on that. Who is the men's basketball coach at RU?
Great question.
Yeah.
The guy
who not. Yeah. It is not Scott Sutton.
Not Conley Phipps.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well get his quote on here, because this quote is about 50 years old, I think. So, but no, all right. So it's 6,700 yards, par 72 from the tips. We played it up because of the weather. We made an executive choice to move up. When normally we play the Blues, which would be about 6,200 yards. We played it up at 5,600 yards, mainly because we knew it was going to be wet. There's going to be rain and potential more rain coming through. and that's going to stop all your roll and everything else. So, so we played it up a little bit, not our normal spot, but I think it was a good distance for us, especially in the conditions. Would you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
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 Absolutely.
But you know what I'm going to say is I buried the lead here. The lead was the weather. Now, going into the weekend, the weather prediction was just rivaling week 1 of the SMGL out at, with rain and storms and thunder and lightning. We did get a ton of rain overnight on Saturday night, but Joe, you want to tell us how the weather actually ended up for our day?
Not bad. Not bad. We really got rained on 2 holes, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I would say it was the 4th rainiest outing in Sandy McFitish.
Okay. What was the first?
Bella Vista, by far, year 1.
Bella Vista, year 1, hands
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Then Cushing last year.
We're not going to mention that one.
La Fortune, the first tournament this year.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. And
It rained like hell at didn't it rain really bad at Big Sugar too one day?
Yes, it did.
yes, it did.
Yeah. So maybe this was 5th.
The practice round.
Yes.
Was it the practice round?
Yep.
Because I almost died because there was no tread on the tires there. And you go up and down the hill and you would slide down the cart path, slide down the mountain, literally 200 yards sideways, waiting for the cart to flip.
The
It was- Sketchy.
locals stole the meth off the tires, the tread off the tires to make their meth, I guess.
I'd go back and play it today.
I
Yeah.
thought you were capture you.
Okay. Oh, side note, we're sitting there at Goat Hill last Friday, or a week ago last Friday, and all of a sudden we're sitting there getting a beer afterwards. It was me, Joe, and Phillips
Seacat.
and Seacat were
Seacat.
there. And all of a sudden in the group behind us, I hear some guy going, "We played this damn course, Big Sugar. It was a big piece of crap." I hear that in the background. I'm like, "There's my brothers over there. Preach it, brother. Preach it."
Did they say it was in bad shape?
They didn't need to, Mike.
Hey, I identified it. I take credit for that. Potts is the one who scheduled it. He's going to take credit for that.
I was going to ask you, was it your brother-in-law
My
who
brother-in-law
suggested that to you?
My brother-in-law said he played it about 10, 15 years ago and said he just was in great shape and he absolutely loved it. And
Who holds his cane when he swings?
I will gladly bring Mark Kaufman out to play anybody in this group. He has a 1 handicap, and it's not from playing at the exact same course. Well, I guess you could say that, but
It's not a vanity cap.
yeah.
It fit right in because he obviously has pretty low standards.
Yes, he does.
All right. So what I thought we did is, we have the new system to be able to say, hey, if we are in or out, that we go on through the what the hell's that app?
The Grint.
No,
Oh, no. Yeah, the new
Group me. No, group
me.
the group me.
Group me.
We got the group me, and everybody goes in there and checks in. And what I love is everybody went and checked in for the whole season.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think you guys understand the purpose of the check-in.
Yeah, because I got to scroll back up to find out when our tee times are every time.
So
And then everybody started using it as a text.
yeah. But what I would like to go through is some of the notable wimp outs from this weekend. The kind of wall of shame of guys who wouldn't get out and play in a little bit of weather. All right. And these are guys I believe were in and for some perceived reason fell out of playing and didn't show up. So first off, we have our low handicap of the league, Scotty.
But he was helpful with the weather reports
Yeah.
of the weather that we were experiencing as we were standing on the course.
Yeah. Hey guys, weather's coming. Love that. Thanks a lot.
That's
For
the
you, dick face.
you. I mean, he's at home, dry, and he lets us know, oh, by the way, you're getting ready to get shat on.
Yeah.
I thought you were busy.
Yeah. You had to work, remember?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, next one. Fuller. I believe Fuller was in, or was he always out?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think out.
He might have been out. Then we have Odd. I think he pulled the ripcord.
Yeah.
He pulled the ripcord. Yep.
Johnson
And,
apparently made plans to go to Houston for some work trip.
The next one was the surprising one.
Yeah. Then we got the Philster, Philly.
Minutes before.
Oh,
He even went on the group meet app and said, not going.
yeah.
Minutes before he sent the text, I'm not going.
And I mean, the great thing was we were within 10 minutes of teeing off when he sends that. So I mean, none of us live 10 minutes away from that course unless you're Odd or Hoffman.
It kind of makes you wonder why we do the pairings, which we wait until like Saturday night to get, Chuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, nobody played in the group they were assigned to, I don't think. It was all kinds of mixed up. Well, I guess the last group you guys did, and I had to move up and go with Potts.
Yeah, you got in Potts' cart, and I said I'm going, so we left. So other notables, we had CCAT and Phipps fall out, and I know CCAT was a same dayer. Very disappointed in that one. Too much country club time for that boy. All right, so wanted to go in here and hit with you guys and ask you the question: where did it all go wrong for you? What was your train hole of the course? Did you guys have one? Did you have a place where it turned left? Or anybody in your group? Maybe somebody you saw, maybe an acquaintance.
Well, I know where mine happened. Mine happened on 16.
Ooh, 16.
I'd been hitting the ball pretty well off the tee. All of us actually were, for the most part. And I'd gotten lucky on 15 and 14. Lonnie will testify to that.
Two?
Huh?
Just the two get lucky on?
Well, actually, I guess number 5 too, as well.
I mean, he
Oh.
I hit the ball out.
Number 9, exactly right. I got lucky on that one too.
See, what I say?
Oh, and number 2, yeah, the number 2, we thought it went in the creek, but it didn't. So I guess I really hadn't been hitting the ball that well, but on 16, I truly topped one, and I only hit it about 100 yards. So I walked out. Lonnie took me down there. It was right in the middle of the fairway, and I took a 9-iron and threw it down in front of the water. And then I topped the 9-iron into the green, went over the back of the green, but stopped just before the water. Again, lucky. And then you have to hit the backside of the green, and it's straight down back to the water. So I hit into the backside of the green, skipped up under the green, and then rolled down into the water. And then I got stupid.
Mind you, this is where he gets stupid.
Yeah. He said,
Go ahead and tell him what.
So I look at it, and of course, my good buddy Lonnie goes, "I think you can do it." So,
and what was
ball
your
is-
position on the leaderboard at this point?
I had no idea. I was actually had no idea until we got to the next tee box. I was leading.
And in fairness, I had not looked at the leaderboard one time.
neither had I. Neither had I. So, but Schultze, with a big grin, came up as we pulled on the next tee box. But so my ball is now 4 inches into the water and still setting up where you can see the majority of the ball. I mean, it was probably 1/3 of the ball was in the water. So the way I would have to stand, I had to flip an iron upside down and hit it from the left hand side. But I said, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my putter and I'm going to hit it between my legs. I'm going to straddle it and hit it between my legs back up onto the green. My first swing missed the ball by 8 inches and I hit. I mean, I didn't even hit. I swung at the ball, but I didn't even get near it. And I dug out a trench behind me. The next one, I hit the water and covered myself with crap. And then I picked up the ball and took my stroke. And then Lonnie helped me count all the strokes that I had.
Like laying 7. I was like,
Yeah.
I think you're laying 8.
No, I thought I was laying 6. And you
Oh.
said, no, you're laying 7.
Okay.
And then I dropped a 25-foot putt to
Yes,
save an
you
8.
There you go.
It was a solid 8.
Yeah. So anyways, that was my blow up hole on 16. Didn't have any really other blow up holes other than that. I had 1 or 2 other doubles, but that was my blow up hole.
So my
And
blow up hole 7, which ironically the Grint is very good at telling me my par 5s are by far my biggest weakest link in the chain. I hit a 100-yard drive. I blasted a 3-wood on the ground, about 6 inches off the ground. Hit a great third shot. I was right at the green. Now, mind you, I'm laying 3 and I'm right at the green. I have to chip over a bunker. And that's when the shanks came out and I hit to the back of the green. Then I fluffed a chip. Then I get on and then I 3-putt. Solid 9.
All right.
Not lose.
And just to describe 7 is a relatively, middle-sized, fairly short par 5.
Wide open.
It's one of the widest fairways you have. It goes straight out there forever. And then there's kind of a tree. Love a little tree protection of a green. It kind of tucks the green behind it. So if you get over to the left, you can't really, you have to go over the trees, and with a long iron, you can't really get there. So you have to lay out to the right and then come into a green that has a lot of bunkers, a lot of bunkering, a lot of protection from it. What I'm going to say is one of my favorite holes. I don't know about you, Joe. What do you think of that hole?
It's my favorite hole for different reasons. It's the hole where the infamous joke was made when Chuck had to hit over the bunker. And it's also the hole where Chuck called that guy's wife a dude.
Oh, great story.
Now you can't just tell us the joke was made there. What was the joke?
That joke cannot be told again. It's like the famous joke about the aristocrats.
Well, and other than that,
Did you have a blow up hole, Sean?
My worst shot of the whole day, bar none, was my tee shot on hole number 1. I get up there after, waiting to try to get people going, because when we get there, there's nobody on the tee box and it's not raining. So I'm like, I want to go now. Like, I want to get going. So Chambers and I are sitting there and I'm like waving you guys over saying, come on, let's go. And I don't know what kind of negotiations we're going over there by the putting green.
We were
So
waiting for Chuck. We were texting back and forth and talking on the phone with Chuck.
Well, you were nicer than me because I figured he could get there when he got there. But So finally, by the time I get there, I put the ball down and I take my first swing of the day. It's just a straight dead right. I mean, into the woods, left the face open. So after that, recovered okay. Doubled the first hole, and that was about it.
I'm blaming mine on pots. It was the third hole. We had hit our drives down there within a couple yards of each other, and we had to go over that big tree kind of on the right edge of the fairway. And I'm in the middle of my backswing, and Potts goes, "Hey, how far out are we?" And I zoomed one off the hosel straight into the lake. And I was so mad, I just dropped. I dropped my next shot from where I was. I didn't go up to the water and drop, and then hit a really good shot and ended up making a double. Yeah, that one cost me a little bit.
I wonder what happened, because I'm sitting there and it's a short, it's only 272 yards. But you guys both were laid right behind those trees. You had about 100-yard shot. And those trees are, I mean, they're pretty tall. They're mature trees at this point. And yeah, I look over and I see Joe's ball rolling towards the water. And the next thing I see, he is throwing one down right there back in the fairway. And I'm like, what is he doing? But he stuck it, so I couldn't say much. It was the classic mad ball. We've all done it. We get mad, we throw the ball back down, and then realize, what the hell did I just do? I just gave up 70 yards.
Yep.
You know, we all got a little tin cup in us. All right. Did you guys have a glory hole, or did you see a glory? Who played with Chuck? Did anybody here play with Chuck?
It was Chambers and Guy McKeon.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Chuck had a bad day.
I don't know if his liver was functioning. And I don't know if he drank. That problem.
I think he told me he had 2 beers.
Yeah, and one was after the round, I think.
What was.
Let this be a lesson to all you listeners. Must drink on the golf course.
All right. So what about a glory hole? Do you guys have a glory hole? What was the round that turned you around, or your what is the shot that turned you around? Is that right?
Round around?
Yeah, round around.
Mine was second hole, second shot. Hit a driver, it was really short. And that second hole, you have trees on the right, and then the creek right in front of the green. And I was 180 out. I hit a 5-iron to about 6 feet.
That's
just water. Did you not see that?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you guys didn't see it, but and he had it. I mean, did you carry the corner of the trees?
I went over the trees and dropped it between the creek and the pin.
Yeah. And I mean, 6 feet short of the pin.
Yeah.
And then you missed the putt.
And I missed the putt. Thank you. But
on the front nine, he missed. Yeah, on the front nine, he missed several putts by 1 inch.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
I thought I was going to get video of a great shot by Joe, because he on that hole ended in that little creek bed about 3 inches from the.
I was on grass, but I was about a foot from the wall.
Ooh.
And I was trying to figure out if I could open up my wedge, but I took an unplayable and moved it back. Ended up with a 5, which was okay from there, but I should have tried it now.
Smart play.
If you try that shot, I mean, my apologies. We should have videoed you hitting that shot between your legs with a putter on the water.
Yeah. I'm glad that was not recorded for posterity, because that may have gotten 1,000 views or 100,000 views on YouTube or something.
People would question your decision-making ability.
Yeah. I videotaped Robert on one. I thought he was going to go down because he was standing up on, it was 10. He was standing on top of the sand trap and he's like balancing on it. And I mean, he's trying to see if he should stand in the trap or on the top of it. And it was about what, a 2.5 foot drop right behind him.
Yeah.
He took a swing and I thought he was going to go over. I had the camera out, I was recording, but he held his balance and kind of ruined the moment.
He had a 44 on the front nine. He played well. 1 double, 2 pars.
Potts?
Potts did, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was strong. He was in the lead at the turn.
That's probably why you guys kept playing. I mean, you guys took off.
Yeah.
We didn't see you guys after. I don't think we saw you after that par 3, number 4. Is it number 4,
Yep.
par 3? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we kind of got going and went after it because we were trying to get done. All right, so how about give me a hot take on a hole, either good or bad, on the course, something you love or hate about the course. Give me your hot take for Bailey Ranch. This could be your favorite hole, your least favorite hole, something hot, something you hate or you love about the course.
I'll tell you what. Number 1, as a start off hole on just about any course, that one right there will get your blood pumping right away. Because if you miss it to the right, you're going into the trees. If you miss it to the left, you're dead into the houses and then that's a par 4. Can anybody make that second shot across the creek?
It's par 5.
It's a par 5. Well, there you go. I didn't have one drink. Yeah, it's a par 5. Yeah, so it's a par 5. But
it's a dangerous 5 in that if you
Yeah.
hit a really nice drive, it tempts you to go over the creek to get to the green.
yeah,
And it just isn't worth it because it's longer than you think it is.
You got that whole big landing area on the T side of the creek that you can't see. And yeah, it's about 40 yards longer than it looks, I think.
yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot of uphill.
Yeah, number 1 will start you off, and then number 10 is a pretty hole looking down. From that elevated tee box all the way to the green. We were standing, Lonnie and Schultz and I played the first time, and then we played it in the playoff. So
And
Yeah, it's very exciting.
The one that trips me up is number 12. You know,
Describe it for
that
us.
par 4. So you got 10 down the hill, then you cross the road. 11's a par 5. And then 12 is that par 4 where everything kind of funnels down to a little area for your second shot. And then you've got all that trouble. It's a long carry, and there's just trouble everywhere around the green.
And lucky for us, when we hit that hole, it was dropping buckets on us.
I'm not a big fan of 18, especially when it was wet like it was, because it's a big hill that everything should funnel back down into the fairway. But my second shot was easily 2.5 feet above my feet. I had to choke up and hit it like a T-ball.
But
Well,
if you hit it in the fairway, you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. Like I said, I think I talked about earlier, my favorite hole right now, at least today, is 7, the par 5. And that was because it's my one birdie of the day. And it was because I played it smart. I just hit a ball, went to the right, didn't try to mess with the trees at the green, and hit a really good wedge up close and had a 1 putt. The boring birdie is what you want.
Just a second. So there's 17, 16, 15, 14. How do they call 14 a par 5?
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Lonnie had a 9 iron. Lonnie had a monstrous drive, hit a good drive. I did too, but I landed in the opening there, and
Another
shouldn't
one
have
that
been- another that I was like, I think it opens up over there.
Yeah.
But Lonnie had a 9-iron in his hand, I think.
I think that
And-
plays as a par 5, mainly because one, we were playing up. If you play back, it
Yeah.
is really long to get up there, and it is straight uphill. So if you don't get pretty far up, or if you get stuck right behind that tree, it's another one with the tree in the fairway, it'll mess you up.
I was pleased. I thought the course was in pretty good shape, especially for as much rain as it had, and so
All right, so let's get down to the results. Okay. Tied for third, which I'm going to say I told Chambers, we sat up on the first tee box and he goes, man, this course is built for you. And I said, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get like a third place because that's just what I do in this league. I'm the king of third place. I'm the second losers every time. But me and Joe tied for third. And somehow we've gotten the same handicap. I'm not sure how that happened either. But I used to catch some strokes from Joe, and now we're sitting at the same handicap.
Not in my house.
But no, it played okay. So Joe and I came in third, and then we had a tie for first. Second tournament in a row, we've had a tie for first. Well, this one we actually had a tie for first. Last time we had an alleged tie for first due to a system malfunction. But this one, legitimate. I checked the handicaps the morning of just to make sure they were all cleared and pulled in. I didn't think anybody had played golf, in the rain on Saturday, so I thought we were pretty safe. But we had a tie. We had Doc Fields, and what I'm going to start calling him is as the Shocker, Schultz.
no,
That's his new nickname, Shocker.
the guy with frozen shoulder that couldn't swing a club for 4 months.
Yeah. Because you think he's out of it, and then he shocks you. He catches you right there in the arse.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to know is, because I had to leave, eventually I got cold, because what I figured out is once I stopped walking, it got really cold out there. So can you give me a breakdown for what happened in the playoff? We went to a playoff.
Winter playoff. I asked Schultz if he wanted to tee off first, and he goes, no, you part 18. And I was like, okay. So I set up the ball and drove it immediately into the cabbage.
30 yards off to the front of the tee box.
Ooh.
So
We all thought it was over at that point.
yeah, of course we did. But
Yep.
I was playing the Shocker. So he sets up and hits one into, we think it's going to be in the 18th fairway, but I guess it didn't quite get to the 18th fairway.
Yeah, it was on the 18th fairway.
It was. Okay.
Yeah, I went
Because
over with it. Yeah.
One on the hill over there. I set up, dropped the ball on the tee box and just blistered one to 60 yards. Then what did Schultz do over there, Senator?
He hit the next one and almost flew the lake to the green, but he missed it by 1 foot.
Ooh.
Splash down.
Oh,
So then he walks it up to the front of the lake, drops it where the ball entered,
Yep.
where the ball would have entered into the lake, So he's got to go over the lake, and he shanks it or duffs it into the gunch into a 2-foot ditch.
A tributary.
Okay, a tributary. So
Oh.
it's a French drain, really, because it had the black pipe in it. So it's 2 feet deep, it's a foot wide, and somehow it hit the backside of it and then ricocheted up against the edge, the front edge of it. So now, and it's 2 feet deep. So now he's 1, 2 in, 3 out, 4 into the French drain. He turns and he goes 90 degrees back out of the fairway and punches one out 17, 20 feet, 90 degrees. I don't know how he got a club on it because he's swinging down into the French drain. It's up against the wall. It's not in the middle. It's not on the far wall. It's up against the wall that's nearest him. Somehow he gets it out of there.
You didn't give him a man-made obstruction there?
Nope. Played it as a leg. So now he's laying 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he throws the next one into the sand trap.
Ooh.
And then he steps, and now, so he's laying 6, and Lonnie goes over the green. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, he's laying 6 in the trap, and Lonnie's laying 4.
And
All
I
right,
decide.
so Lonnie, you're laying 4. Pick us up from there.
So I'm laying 4, and I don't want to shank a chip into a sand trap. So I decide I'm going to putt it down a ravine and back up onto the green. And I chunk the putter into the mud. Literally, it hit the mud first, and the ball rolls down to the bottom. And I do decide to chip it up. So I chip up, and I'm on in 6. I've got like 6-footer for a triple.
Okay,
My second.
so at this point, do either one of you guys actually want to win this tournament?
I wonder. But when I'm up there on the green, I mark my ball, and Jason hits his first one in the trap.
It goes 3 feet and rolls back.
Oh,
Yep. His next one he gets on. So
Yep.
he on and
Laying 8.
yep. And then he just hit the putt halfway, God love him. It was a 25-footer, and he hit it about 12 feet.
Yep.
And then he conceded. Because somebody said, well, Lonnie can still 3-putt. And I was like, yeah, I'd still beat him by 1.
Well, then he putted one up to about 3 feet from the pin, and he was going to drop it from there, and he missed the 3-footer, and then just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
Conceded.
So we
So-
had a 2-hole playoff all on the 10th hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somehow the two guys.
Sean, fun fact, my last 2 victories, Bailey Ranch.
Oh,
I won last year.
back to back. I did not know you were defending champion.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That is impressive. Well, I'm going to give a big, 2 thumbs up, solid celebration for my man, Doc Fields, and his ability to dominate the ranch. Dominate the ranch. So that is it. We did have a playoff, had 2 playoffs. Now the question is, I guess since Phillips wasn't there, because he whoopsed out, he sugar princess and didn't show up. He wasn't there to fight about if there was a number of strokes that need to happen on the playoff hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sure we've gotten complete clarity on that. I know there's 2 camps.
Well, he and I, Schultz and I are half a shot, so it was going to be scratch anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's 2 hard camps on that playoff on who should get strokes. There's me and everybody else.
Mm.
Joe might be on the camp with me.
Well, it depends on who I'm playing. If I'm playing
Yeah.
Hoffman, I want my strokes. If I'm playing Warren,
Oh, I want
Yeah,
to
if he's playing me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So with that, we're going next week. We play back-to-back here. We get to play Battle Creek right in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Another got bent grass. Another is that a Pittman as well? I believe it is.
I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's another Bland Pittman design because they have very similar feel of the way it's designed, how it ranks, goes through the neighborhood, a lot of shorter holes, a lot of dog legs, as much elevation change as they can kind of get out there. It's a little flatter here in the Broken Arrow and there where that course is where Battle Creek is. But so we need to make our Western Suns picks of the day. So in honor of the Shocker and his lack of victory, and he always picks himself, I'm going to go ahead and give him the honorary Shocker pick, and he's going to pick himself. So with that, Lonnie, you get the next pick. The shocker is off the table.
If it's not, if there's less than a 5% chance of rain, I'm going to take Phillips.
Phillips. He has disappointed many people this year, but I'm glad you picked him. Joe, how about you?
Guy McCune.
Guy. He's one of your favorites.
He plays good out there occasionally.
All right. Chuck was a sugar princess tonight, wasn't able to make it. So I will pick, and God, I really should think about this more. Normally, this is Chuck's backyard, but Chuck has been on such a snide lately. He is nowhere close to being in shape to play this kind of round. I think this is Warren's day. I'm going to take the Senator.
Hope not to let you down.
This is your course. You are playing good golf, and I think you can get around this course without a blow up hole.
I think I'm looking forward to it. But
Managing your miss.
I've proven a lot of people wrong as long as I don't play with Wandell and he goes, I think you got this, Mike.
Well, tip number 1, if Lonnie tells you something, do the opposite. It's much like if Joe gives me yardage, I know it's complete crap.
You got this, Mike.
I never said the measurements were in yards.
Are you sure that's 180? Oh yeah, it's 180.
It's 180 something.
I will forever have that image of him standing up there on the green, that big old smile of his going, yeah, I think you got this, Mike. So wedged in my head. All right. I'm taking Robert Potts. Robert Potts. So 44. He's still carrying a monster of a handicap. So, and he's playing pretty good golf.
All right.
I mean, it's when you get 23 strokes.
Is that his handicap now?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a mountain of strokes.
That is a mountain of strokes.
I think I'm gonna have to start playing some midweek rounds where I'm shooting about 110.
But you know what? He doesn't play that. I mean, he's really not playing that way as 23.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he shot a 44. Didn't have a whole lot of blow up holes on the back nine yesterday. He just didn't score well. So
He
I'm
got
taking
tired.
Robert Potts.
All right. So yesterday, between first and eighth place, 5-stroke difference. I mean, the bandwidth for the whole league has really settled in this year.
Oh,
It is really tight.
like I don't know about you, Joe, but I understand the fact that in order for me to win, I've got to play about as good as I can, about a perfect game.
You got to play your handicap.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've got to. I mean, but that's it. I can't have any mistakes. I just don't have that much. I give too much to the field now that I don't have the ability to have, 2 doubles. Once I have 2 doubles, it's kind of like, look, I got to string together a whole bunch of pars to make up for that.
And we all really hate to hear that.
I know.
Yeah.
You're crying for me.
Pick for you. I know who's going to get third.
Yeah.
Just call me. Which gets me to our league standings, which surprisingly, we got the shocker in the first, Joe in second, and who's captain third place right here. So I don't know. It was a good week. I mean, we did have a little bit of rain, but I think everybody persevered. And the people that played really enjoyed it. It's just a good league, good time. So with that, I think we'll wrap this up. We appreciate you taking your time, listen to us, say, hey, try to suck a little less this week, and we'll talk to you next week. We're out.
I think we should change
Lonnie's fourth.
Yeah.
I know. I probably should have said that.
Yeah.
Let's change the name of the Western Sun picks to who's going to beat Schultz in a playoff this week.
Oh, I love it. He was so mad. I mean, you know, Schultz, he's the nicest guy in the world, but oh, he was mad. He was
Yeah.
not happy.
Well,
Not
I mean, coming
happy.
in with a par to get in the playoff was big.
It was, considering I missed the short putt on 17. I had no idea. I make that, I win.
Yeah.
Yep.
No idea.
Well, I mean, you still the par.
Yeah.
You drained so you were on the front edge, right?
Oh, I was on the back edge in 3.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but on the front edge in 2 there, and then you back edge, and then you rolled one in from about 16 feet away.
A 2-foot breaker.
Yep.
Yep. First putt I made all day.
So you
Okay,
know,
fellas, I'm out. Gotta go to the bathroom.
All right.
See you guys Saturday or
Hey,
Sunday.
man. We'll see you guys later. Appreciate it.
All right.
hey,
See you later.
Lonnie. So Lonnie, I was sitting there, and I was going over. I said, I actually thought I hit the ball well. Then I went ahead and listed all the questionable holes that were on my drives. 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. And did you see me really upset with my drives yesterday?
No,
No,
not a bit.
but then I looked at, well, you know what? Those really were, 2 is
Yeah.
saved by the tall grass.
Yeah.
5 was one we thought was the side of the hill and jumped out somehow.
I thought it was more than a couple of holes, but I mean, that's interesting to know. It was like 75% of them.
7, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's 4 par 3s in there.
Yeah.
So
I will tell you, if you will take the time to keep up with your driving stats, it'll tell you a bunch.
well, hey, let's put it this way though, Sean. I have played, here's what kind of has me encouraged, because I'm not spraying. They're findable balls, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now I had 2 or 3 of them that I was like, Lonnie, I haven't even gotten over near. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah, I see it, son of a bitch. I've played the last 3 rounds with yesterday I played the same round with the same ball. I played the last 3 rounds with the same ball. Haven't lost a ball
Really? That is
in
impressive.
3 rounds. So I'm not spraying the ball anymore. Yesterday I putted pretty well. I couldn't putt at all at Indian course. I'm not spraying the ball. That's what has me probably the most encouraged.
That's huge because like I'll say, I played the same ball. I guess we played at Goat Hill. I didn't lose a ball. I think I might have lost one. But then I teed off with that ball and proceeded to first tee, hit it right into the woods.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and then dropped a ball and played that one the whole rest of the day.
I only took 1 penalty shot yesterday, and that was on number 10.
There you go. Well, I mean, I look at it and I think just even in the gross scores, I mean, who would have thought that legitimately we would have over 50% of the league, all but 2 people broke 100.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Everybody's getting better.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it'll get better as it warms up, quite honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday, my back, after that rain hit us and I got kind of cold and wet, my back was just
So let me ask you guys this. You personally, okay, a gross score, what do you consider a bad round?
Me?
Yeah.
Right now, I think I should be anything over a bad round for me is 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that's a bad round.
Okay.
I'm disappointed at 95. I'm starting yesterday. I was happy. I was pleased. 93. I want to be able to shoot an 86 on a regular basis. That's my goal. If I can get where I'm shooting just an 86, I can go out and play with a group of guys and put up an 86. Hey, you're a pretty solid golfer. You know what I'm saying? You're enjoyable to play with. I mean,
how about you, Doc?
So if I can hit my handicap, it's a huge victory considering my feet are still numb. I still don't have, feeling above my thighs, and my handicap's 22. I have hit my handicap. This is the first time I got close to it and I won. I was a 94. It's the lowest I've had since last April. So I'm looking forward to hitting under 90. So I think I was trending that way last year before the debacle, and I had quit playing golf from May until January. But it's kind of, I mean, Senator can see it's becoming a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, that was after the first tee shot. I mean, he had 4 other ones that probably weren't something he was proud of, but like on 17, I stepped up and I said, all right, Lonnie, because he had sliced on 16. I said, hit straight to that white truck, which was between the houses and the green, dead center.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you could draw a line straight to the truck. And then let's see, on 3 he hit a good ball, but that was on 4 his smoke and just straight drive. But you want to talk about something where he's lost his strength. The first time I ever played with Lonnie was on Battle Creek, and on number 4, I always hit a 3-wood, and I can hit a 3-wood pretty well there. And I hit a 3-wood. Lonnie hit it the first time we ever played, because it's a dog leg to the right around that lake.
Yeah.
He hit it flew the fairway, flew through the dog leg into the gunch and lost it. And it was the very first time we ever played. I think he put 11 on that thing, because he was in there whacking at it. It was like a sickle, and there was grass flying around there. And then he threw it on the backside of the green as well, and it was a sickle going off back there.
I was so
the very
mad.
first time I ever played with him.
Yeah.
But he flew through it. I mean, I was like, I used to tell everybody, oh man, when Lonnie decides to tee off on a golf ball,
Got the John Daly swing.
Yeah, it was John Daly swing those days. I bet that one golf ball though had a fly.
Yeah.
310.
It was way too much, and I don't do that anymore. I'm not hitting that long anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like I'd say, it's because I was talking about this I was talking about my wife. I said, like at Goat Hill in the wind, I shot a 92.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked how I played, and I said I played like crap. Dude, 3 years ago shooting a 92, I would never say that was playing like crap.
Yep.
It's just amazing how your perspective changes.
Isn't that funny? I mean, I could hardly walk 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That was the first time we went out to Goat Hill in
No,
January.
you were exhausted.
Yeah.
Dude, the first I took my left ankle rolled. I mean, that was my first full swing since May.
Yeah.
And I shot like a 114, and I shot a 94 this last week, and I'm not tired at the end of the round.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
My frustration, and it is my frustration. I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing it, but that last round last year, I shot a legit ball down 83
Ooh.
at La Fortune. Was it La Fortune? Yeah, at La Fortune.
Yeah.
But I was playing with Janie and some strange guy,
Yeah.
and I hit a legit 83. It wasn't rolling the ball around.
Game is inside you.
Oh yeah, and Chuck walked the rest of the course with me from 5 on, and Phillips was looking over me and was like, "What the?" And Chuck was too. They were like, "What the hell?" And that's probably what haunts me the most is I shot a legit 83. I mean, and
Well, but think about that.
that what bothers me most.
At that point, you were probably hitting balls a couple days a week. That's where I know I'm at. Like last year, towards as I went through the season, I was hitting balls 2 days a week. I was practicing and everything else. And I'm telling you, I putt a little bit in my office, and that's about it. And I think that's my biggest change. If I can get back to putting, getting back to practicing during the week so that I'm ready for the weekend, I think I'm there. So
Well, I did what Lonnie did. I'll let you go, but I did with Lonnie. So Saturday I went and hit golf balls at South Lakes. And I went, because I had putted so poorly at Cherokee, I said, okay, I'm gonna go putt. And I said exactly what Lonnie said. Just get it up there within 18 inches. And I was like, okay, just put the ball up next to the hole.
Yeah.
And I started doing that. I had 33 putts. So,
Yep.
all right, guys, have a great
All right.
one.
Thank you,
Enjoy it,
gentlemen.
Lonnie.
Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Talk